Hey folks, Derek here, and you're listening to an NC Cutting Edge Counseling production. NCCEC is a trauma therapy practice based in North Carolina. Learn more at nccec.com. That's nccec.com. Content warnings and where to find us will be found in the episode descriptions. Let's do a fucking show!
Yeah, it's charged now, so at least if I got to look up some location lore, I can do that. But there's no plans there.
That's so funny.
All right.
Speaking of no plans there.
Speaking of no plans, hello everyone, and welcome to What's in the Box.
What's in the box?
No, I think we know what's in the box.
Yeah.
Trauma
Is in the box.
Absolutely.
Trauma's in everyone's boxes.
So Derek, how is it being able to take an episode off?
That was great. I love this. I love sitting back and listening to my own podcast in real time.
Live listening.
Yep, live listening. That was great.
Same.
I like watching my friends be good at what they do.
God, bravo to Haley, Jason, Snyder, because that was just some fantastic role play. I was just sitting here like, I'm never stopping this. No, I don't care how long this episode is.
This is our CW episode.
Yeah.
I tried not to cry so many times.
Same.
Was so close to being way meaner.
Yeah, you should have.
You
were already so mean.
No. Eldon stopping me was the only reason when we got to the cave, I wasn't meaner.
Yeah.
You're so mean.
Because I was mad. It's like,
I know.
Because I was mad. So like, and he's like, okay, I have to push down all these other feelings. And in doing so, his only feeling that he could still feel is his upset at the situation. And he's seeing someone saying the situation is useless to even try and make it better. And in a very short amount of time ago, he said, I'm never going to give up on trying to get you back. Mm-hmm. And seeing someone instantaneously give up pissed him off.
Yeah, I'm
sure. In a way that I don't think he's ever felt this mad before.
Especially too, like dealing with like Maliq sacrificing this to have them do to get out, and then like Zelda's just like, nonchalantly just like
his sacrifice meant nothing because it was in vain for me. That's the way that Mish feels, is that everyone who's died, sacrifice was made meaningless because you chose to feel like this is also wrong. Let's point this out, everybody. This is a not correct and unhealthy way to view the situation. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But he's like, hey, all these people sacrifice for you, and the only thing you can do is feel sorry for yourself. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, my parents died horribly, and they still set me up in the future that I did not even know about. Like, the relationship we now have with Brulees was something my parents did. Again, something that has just come back to save us. So a sacrifice that was made because my parents sacrificed some portion of that they did. We were not wealthy. We were not well off, but they still made sacrifices for the community they were around. And in doing so, it provided for their child later.
Which is a crazy juxtaposition to the way that Zelda's parents died.
Yeah.
Protecting her, and they wouldn't have died if she wasn't there.
Correct.
That's the big
That's
one.
the only one but I don't know if I know about that one.
You don't.
That's the
Nobody
only one,
does.
and that's the only one I could not fight you on.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Everyone
Like, she
else
didn't
was
say that.
I could see them doing, because Shadow Weaver wasn't there for you. He was
No.
there for Master Larian.
But no, he wasn't there for Master Lorian. He was there for the artifact.
Sorry, let me rephrase that.
And
And
if-
Master Lorian was just there.
Right.
Yeah.
And he would have
if-
protected that space the same. I think Master Lorian would have.
I don't think Master Lorian would have been in the secret archives if he wasn't showing Zelda around.
I can give that lore drop. He definitely would have. That was his jurisdiction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he was able to give you access to it.
Got it.
But
So-
he knew the second that thing was there, he's like, you get out and I will die getting you the fuck out of here.
You get out
protecting this.
and I will do whatever I have to get you out of here. And I don't think that this is, again, to not belittle Zelda as a a character, I do not think she's so important that she's more important than anyone else in that situation would have been to Master Lorian.
Oh, I agree. I fully agree. If there was anybody else there, yeah.
I loved that line in particular where it was just like, and he would have protected, if you weren't there, he would have protected his other student that would have also been there. Like, I loved that line.
Yeah. And like, Zelda doesn't, like, it's not that she doesn't believe it, because she does believe it. It's like, she fully understands and believes what you said, but she hasn't, like, she doesn't
come to terms with it.
That, like, okay, yes, Master Lorian would have
I don't think
died.
you're going to do that for a little while, which is why I want to give us more time.
Yeah, probably not.
My goal now is to give you more time to process, and if that time to process is us all traveling to the tower for you to do something I can only assume is stupid. No.
And I'm not saying anything about that,
but it is a avenue to attempt to get you back on what he believes is the correct path.
It's a means to an end.
Means to an end. He doesn't know where that path is going to lead. The only path is strength, and he has a angle for strength. And it is a big old spell book with an unknown amount of spells, which is the best thing we can give to Casey. Whatever the fuck he wants to put in there.
Well, and like one thing that Eldon had said, and the reason that, because you weren't outside, the reason that Zelda got up and left while you guys were having that conversation was when Eldon said, you know, you don't have to do this alone, but if you want to go, you can go. And she didn't want you to leave, but she also doesn't want to put anybody else in danger. And so that's why she made the decision, stupid and tired as she was, to leave without you guys and without saying goodbye, because that was too hard. She couldn't do that. So it was like that kind of, not to put that into Eldon's court, but that was one of the things that did push her out of her catatonic state, which was good, but into a stupid state of, well, they're not going to leave me, so I have to leave them.
And one thing I really want to touch on too is, like, especially from the outside perspective, we have three very different ways of dealing with issues here. We have Mish in his anger, Zelda in her like denial and like escapism, and Eldon in his own type of escapism, being like, I'm not gonna really focus on me because Zelda's having a worse time right now, so I can just focus on that instead.
It's a reversion to a point where she felt powerful, or where he felt powerful. It's hey, I'm fucking great at taking care of invalids. I'm dope at it.
And it's consistent with Eldon throughout this campaign of being like, ooh, I don't like that. But hey, you seem like you're having a harder time with this. What's going on?
It might be consistent with Haley.
Well, I wasn't going to call you out yet. But, we'll get there.
It's consistent with all of us in the way that our characters have handled shit that's happened. Like, Mish gets angry and defensive. Zelda is like, I'm not fucking dealing with this right now. And Eldon is like, yeah, I'm going to focus on your problems.
I would disagree with that, because Mish hasn't been angry once in this.
I've been defensive. I'll take that one.
Okay, fair.
This is full-blown, like,
this is definitely the most anger.
This is the closest to rage that he's ever felt.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know where the fuck to go. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what... And he's just like, he's internalizing this. And then there's another aspect. Hey, this avenue of potential of a path to go down is trying to give up.
I also wonder...
Not on my watch.
I wonder if a bit of that anger is... Like, because again, going through that whole episode, there's like, that felt like 90% of the conversation with Zelda could have been had in a mirror. There was a lot of projection, and I wonder if Mish is feeling this upset because he literally just got the like, "Hey kid, you're an Avenger."
Yes,
from Isadora. Goes out, and then everything falls apart.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder how much of this Mish is taking on himself.
Oh, a lot. There's so much. You know what definitely didn't help? this is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what
Zelda didn't hear that.
help? You know what fucking is not helping his mental state right now? Is his teacher saying, this is so far above my pay grade, I don't know what to do.
When Batman tells Robin, like, hey, man, I don't know how to deal with this.
I'm calling Superman.
From the very beginning of the campaign, Misha's like, if he doesn't know, Isadora does.
That is a rock and a fundamental tenet of my knowledge base
And that's gone.
security.
And that is gone.
And it's not gone. It's fundamentally
It's changed.
Okay,
It's she doesn't know everything, but she will do everything in her power to find out what she can.
Yeah.
That is what it's changed from she knows everything, which is an awesome, comforting, sturdy absolute to she will always help me.
It's the moment a child realizes that their parents are also just people.
Oh man,
that was a very that one was one of the few purposeful decisions I made during this episode.
that was fantastic.
Because fun
the
fact,
look that Jason and I gave each other, like,
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, if Zelda had heard that, game over. 1,000% gives up.
There's a
Done.
reason why he was never going to have that conversation with Isadora in an open place, is because he needed it to be one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
Because because he was like, I can't break down, but if I break down, Isadora will never judge me.
Yeah.
So I have to be in a position where it will not affect me.
Yeah.
What I will also say is very fun, is in that same vein of your parents are turning out to be human, is even more that my birth parents were untenable, like unchangeable. They were unshakable, they weren't people. They were gods. Because everything they've done has done nothing but help him, and because they are dead now, nothing can change that. Because if Brulise knew something that was mildly bad about them, he would have told me.
Yeah. Oh man.
And that man trades in knowledge and what he doesn't know. But what he also, it's the same juxtaposition with Brulise. It was, I do not know what this is, and I'm mad. I am angry, and that's where we were brothers in this came from. That's what I feel that was. It was a kindred spirit, and that's going to galvanize that relationship even further.
Oh yeah, because Brulise very much. I was like, Brulise very much is very much that this is my city. And
Yes.
It's just like whatever just happened just fucked my city all the way up. And so he's pissed about that for sure.
and I was gonna say too. I know we'd said like this is the first time we've seen Mish kind of get upset. We did see a little bit of this the first time he went back to Brulise. Because he was like, "Oh, this is now something that I don't know. I need to know it."
Yeah.
Like, and there's a bit of that back then, but it wasn't necessarily anger. It was just like hate. Like,
No, it was.
Tell me.
A need. It was a need. It was an insatiable need, and it turned out that any fear he had was instantly relieved. Again, only galvanized his parents as superhuman to him.
and I will say this: I'm so glad that in that moment I gave Brulise the arrow. I was like, we're trusting him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Yes.
Huge.
Oh
Like,
my
That-
God!
That changes so many aspects of this campaign once again.
Nope. That was something that I didn't discuss with you guys.
Well, how's it going over on that side of the table?
Yeah, it was very frustrating for Eldon that you were coming so hard at Zelda
Completely valid.
because Eldon agrees with you that to honor sacrifice, you live in a way that person would want you to live your life. That's what he's done with his loss. But coming at a catatonic person full force that is not how you're going to get
Oh yeah.
her to
Like forcing
see
them to
any-
deal with it right after it happened.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
We need sleep,
It's like
food.
hey, this
shelter.
person's having a panic attack. Oh, everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Stop asking them what's wrong.
Just calm down.
Yeah.
It's very Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need to get this done, and then we can start.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, again, what I was doing was, as we've all pointed out, entirely selfish.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take a while before we get back to selfless angles of Mish.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be for a decent chunk of time.
Yeah.
I also want to say, like, to that, like, point of what Haley said, I cannot imagine a better setup than, like, these two people being the ones trying to, like, get Zelda through this in their own way. Like, just Eldon being able to play that, like, no, wait, calm the fuck down. Like, no, let's get her some food. Let's get her some water. Like, let's get some rest. And you're just being like, no, you read the spell book and get strong now.
My favorite part is 8 days ago, Mish would have been in that same seat.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, it's wild now seeing that, like, with everything that's gone on and like the tension that's been between Mish and Zelda throughout like the entire campaign, of Eldon now having to play the place of like, he's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah.
Like, you should listen to him.
Good
Maybe in
old
a
Bucky.
week, but you should.
Like, give it some time, but like,
he's not wrong.
And a lot of how because he was still mad going into the caves, and only matter as he started to get tired. Oh man, he's like, you're going to die here, and I'm gonna feel good.
And I didn't have my nap.
and it was a situation where it's like, yeah, no, time is what we need. And if I'd found you sooner. If I'd found you sooner. But having it be like 20, 30 minutes of just running, and in my mind being like, okay, this isn't it. Okay, we have to regroup, because all he does when he does things is recalculate, and given enough time, he will slowly air back to calm, collected.
Just everything is up in the air for him.
But seeing then it went right back here when I saw you in a corner of a dead end. I'm like, you're going to fucking die, you idiot.
Yep. How does Eldon feel about Zelda leaving without like sneaking out?
He really wants to respect the choice, and it wasn't until Mish was like, she'll die, that he's like, oh fuck, she will die. She doesn't even have dark vision. Like,
this bitch can't see in the dark.
And you found her stuff in the room. You're like, oh, she just left everything. She's
gone.
that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's
what
gone.
People who are suicidal do.
Yeah, I
They
think there
leave
was
behind their things.
There was some denial there for Eldon. Another big moment for him though was like, he knew you were mad. And he knew you were grieving, like everybody's dealing with grief in their own ways. But then when you started yelling at Zelda about how you're going to get Maliq back and Maliq's still in there, Eldon's like, oh, great. So he's at like a delusional level.
Yes. Yeah. But I think it's a delusion built on the same reason that Zelda thinks it's impossible. Because we were both there.
Yeah, we saw his eyes, but
you interpreted it
differently.
differently.
The difference is Zelda's interpretation of the eyes was the same as yours.
Yeah.
Zelda's interpretation of Maliq's goodbye is final.
Oh,
that was a final goodbye.
I rejected the goodbye.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah, like that's
where the
moment.
split is.
In the moment, I said no. Sorry. I don't give a fuck who she is.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most defiant I've ever felt.
Yeah, I already hit this other god.
Yeah.
I'll hit you too.
Yeah.
I don't care. Honestly, the fact that you look like Maliq makes me want to hit you more.
Right?
He's already punched me in the face. I know how to hit him.
But he's like, God or no God, I'm whooping feet. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm tossing them shoes.
But that moment of realizing that you're at this delusional level was like, oh shit, now I have to take care of Zelda and you, and like try to manage whatever you're gonna do.
Oh, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, you're gonna be more of a loose cannon.
No, I'm not going to be a loose cannon. I'm going to be direct, and that's worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mish is gonna be more insufferable in a lot of ways.
He mouthed that to me earlier on when the episode is going on. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be more insufferable now.
This is gonna go bad."
But watching the interaction between you and Brulee's, Eldon immediately let go of trying to manage you or help you in any way. It was like, you can do what you want.
Yeah,
I'm getting Zelda. Like I can help Zelda get somewhere safe.
And you saying you can go on your own to do whatever you want. that snapped him out a little bit. He's like, no. I need everyone. Every piece of this puzzle is important. If I lose a piece of the puzzle, if I lose a piece of the tower, Jenga falls down.
Jenga.
Yep. Which already is an unsafe tower to begin with.
Yep. But I think also too, out of all, I think Eldon as well, but Mish and Eldon at least have some semblance of like self-preservation. You know that like even if he's pissed off, he's gonna do this stuff, he's not gonna get himself killed. And if he sees himself in a situation where he can't win,
seen him become
he will leave.
More realistic about his self-preservation because he ran from an unwinnable fight when he knew it was unwinnable.
He did.
He doesn't think any fight is unwinnable.
More so than Zelda.
Yeah. Oh, Zelda
And Maliq
does not have self-preservation, and I think it stems from a lack of emotion because like and you would think it would be kind of the opposite, but in her young inexperienced mind it's not. She has no emotion, or she doesn't process emotion. It's not that she has none, but she doesn't process emotion properly, so she has reckless abandon for her own safety because she's not thinking about her own safety. She's thinking about other shit, and that's just like I mean, I even said it in episode 18. It's like, yeah, this Moonless Hunter is an annoyance to her. It's dangerous, sure. Probably could kill her, absolutely. But it's an annoyance. That is not the problem that she's trying to deal with. The problem is Nori. And that is what is ultimately going to get her killed and is ultimately what is partially driving her to give up.
Is it because she views anything but the most threatening thing as, if I can't deal with the most threatening thing, what's the point?
I don't even know if it boils down to threats, but it's the...
And like I'm saying, like in like a fight situation, because like in that scenario...
What she deems the most important thing to deal with, everything else doesn't matter.
God, that is the worst way about using intelligence.
Yep.
and if she can't beat that, then
what's the point?
What's the point? Because I'm not taking out the most effective thing.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying to create a balance between high intelligence, low wisdom, because I feel like that's where that sits, right? It's cold, calculated, but not street smart about it, right? It's she doesn't
The lack
have
of common sense.
Exactly.
It's like, no, this objectively is the best course of action,
and I
cannot deviate from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So, how was it watching that from an outside perspective?
Oh, I fucking ate that shit up, dude. I wanted more.
Me and Derek were just sitting here across the table from each other like...
Yeah, it was like a tennis match. You're just like,
Every once in a while I'd look over at Haley and be like, oh my God, did you...
Haley's watching two people just beat each other up that ultimately don't hate each other, but oh boy, if anyone on the outside looked, it would look like hatred.
Oh, it's the epitome of sibling love.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like love.
100%.
Because on the outside, it looks like we fucking hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
But when all's said and done, if it comes down to it, we're going to save each other.
And it's already been proven.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My imperative was, okay, I can't fight this. Grab the book. It's wizards.
Yeah.
I know Zelda has a spell book. That bitch is a wizard. Gotta grab her spell book so I can give it to Zelda. So Zelda can get... It's all...
Hey, Zelda, get out of here. Oh, you're not going to move? Cool.
You're getting out of here.
We're leaving.
We're going.
Yep.
I am turning this car around.
Dad said it's time to go.
Yep. Misha's the younger, older brother.
Yeah. 100%.
Big energy.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that was fantastic to watch. Like I said at the top of this, I love watching my friends be good at what they do, and that was just every word coming out of each of your mouths was inarguably like true to your character. It was so good, and there's like also too, I said this while we were outside, the idea of Zelda running away, making a conscious choice to run, and not being able to.
For the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
She made the choice to run,
and then Casey's
and
like,
runs
nah,
into a dead end.
I definitely didn't use this as metaphoric symbolism of how her one choice was so bad it only ended in a dead end. He just rolled the 2, and I had to say,
And
your
like,
shit's fucked,
That's
buddy.
the other thing is like every time now
Sometimes
that
things
Zelda
just work.
is failing, she is losing more and more confidence in her fucking capabilities because she keeps like Mish was like, "You're smarter than that. You're better than that." And she's like, "Am I?" Because it's not looking that way. I'm fucking up left and right.
She stays to fight. We all get knocked in the tower.
Yeah.
She stays to fight in the thing, and Maliq
and Thilda.
and Thilda and
Gone.
Seraphina and like everything. And then
she runs and she gets yelled at.
and she's lost in a cavern.
It's
Yeah.
the biggest point that Mish can't realize yet is, but he deep down knows, and which is another reason he's angry, is that it is impossible to do this alone. We need each other. The reason you lost in the tower is because you did it alone. The reason we lost to Seraphina is because you refused to get yourself to a better space to make things better for other people. It's the rejection of other outside help because you're afraid that's going to end up getting lost has caused them to lose every time instead of accepting them as help and working within it.
It's like the idea of being so afraid of destiny that you're causing it to happen.
Yeah. And on the flip side, because I agree with that, like that is exactly what Zelda's doing. And on the flip side, in her mind, is well, if I do it, nobody else has to suffer. That's where she's coming from. Is like, well, if I take care of it, then nobody else. Oh, I know. No. Hey, me as Jason, I know that's wrong. But
Goober.
it's the. I'm going to take care of somebody else.
15 episodes from now, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So, how's everyone feeling about being wanted people? And also confirmation that Thilda definitely dead.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah,
Pour one out.
Pour one out for the home
now it's
use
official.
tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being
Also,
wanted sucks.
how do you feel
Slowly
about
but
that,
surely,
Haley?
Yeah, no,
That
Haley
was-
was really attached to Thilda. I really want to get you.
Yeah, but now Craig's here.
I'm trying to I don't know. I think I'm in denial.
hey, I can see
And
that.
I was like trying to think about Craig, like put Craig in that position in my head, but it was just disappointing.
Oh.
Well, it's
And
because
now I'm like, ugh, am I going to ruin things with Craig because like he and I aren't vibing the same way that I was vibing with Dill. Like, she wasn't romantic for me, but
Yeah.
well, I mean,
It could have been. That's the thing. Is that
It
you'll
could have
never
been.
know now.
Yeah.
And so there's like that part of like, Craig asking like, "Oh, can I stay with you?" And you're like, "Sure." But then like realizing that like, oh, maybe now that Thilda's gone, did I want to be with Thilda? Like
Or even
you'll
just, like-
never get to know
Yeah.
for sure. And so
Yeah.
now everything else is going to feel hollow.
yeah.
And I mean, like Thilda and Eldon shared like a lot of like parallels too. Like they, like you guys were
Sibling trauma,
yeah, sibling
like-
trauma, family trauma. I mean, like ironically, like Thilda was the one that Eldon had started like opening up to the most at like, especially early on in the campaign.
yeah.
what I will say is, and you would, as the professional in this, would probably know a lot better than I would. But a lot of times when you lose someone, and like through loss of like their life or loss of like just a relationship in general, the need to fill that void is common to be put on the next closest person to it. And even if you don't mean to, you put a lot of stress on those relationships.
Oh, sure.
So I can definitely see that causing some stress with Craig. Because I love Craig, man.
But sorry,
Craig's
I can't be her.
Yeah, but it's
I'm half work too. What do you?
and it's the he's not a level 3 fighter, man.
Yeah.
He ain't got
Fucking
action
commoner.
surge because someone's a coward and didn't want to build him out. But that's another point for another time. We are talking about our emotions right now.
Yeah.
That is a part of my emotions. I'm emotionally upset at you.
See, Zelda doesn't know we're wanted, and that's going to make her plans so much harder.
She does. I told
You
you.
just told her.
Oh, you did?
I did.
It might not have sunk in though.
I was when I was yelling at you. I said,
Yelling at you.
So that's why. That's fully why.
I was like, we are wanted. So traveling by ourselves is a surefire way to die.
Yeah.
I
Also,
think Zelda just heard
a
that
love-
traveling by yourself is going to get you
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
am
going to
I
make her
wanted?
plans infinitely harder.
Yeah. But it's one of those situations where it's like, I think, again, with time, I can. Also, again, The parallels, man. Every time. Do 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 starts playing in the back of my head.
Bounty posters.
And then somehow I have a grandpa that's in the military.
Write that down. Damn, my laptop's still.
GARP. How do I have GARP related to me? I don't know. But again, like putting like in those times where those stresses put on new relationships that you're like, I need a void because this void is so big, especially when they were so close in such a short period of time. The it's easy to believe this can happen again because it's already happened. And that does a disservice to that other person, and everyone has a desire and a need, and people all deserve to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. The point where it becomes not deserved is when you impede other people's happiness to get that happiness. But I don't care about that right now. I'm just mad. I have no other emotions right now but a goal.
Yeah.
And whatever doesn't serve that goal is discarded immediately. As we've seen how he's changed as soon as Eldon threatened to leave. As soon as Zelda did leave, immediately changed paradigm. This is a surefire way to lose. Got to get everyone here, because the more people we have on board, the better, because this was a numbers game. It was number of people that had enough knowledge and how to deal with it. And that number of people that had enough knowledge was 0. We need to go to at least 1.
Yeah.
The more than 1, the better.
Well, we'll figure out what happens.
Yep, you guys have a couple hints, couple things you can do. There might be some allies that you guys might be able to
you might
make.
have another body to throw at this problem.
Yeah, and a new
It's no longer the 3-body problem.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Boo.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Woof.